have any DYP fans here tonight? Put your hand up in the air, put your hand up in the air. Send Lucia, we ready! DYP in the middle there.
Well, to be performing for the opening of the season, which is the Jazz Festival, the opening night is very, 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 very important for everybody. All the stakeholders, all the fringe events, the main stage, because that's where the energy has to start from. We've done it before, a few times, and we're very, very excited about it because, you know, sharing the stage with the international acts, you know, I'm bringing our A game, releasing songs before that we're going to be performing there as well. You know, there's so much anticipation and so much to look forward to. So it's very, very instrumental to our career, where we come and showcase our talent, and I won't say competitive, but it's a night where people look forward for the best of the best. There's this vibe, there's this energy, because I mean, with me having the background of doing Soca Monarch in that same spot for so many years, you know, you have all the people around from Rockall, Pavi, Lakudu, Entripo, you know, Bocage, Fula Show, Banan, everybody's right there. So you get people coming in, you know, it's a lot easier to attend. And for sure, DYP, we just love to connect with our people on that stage in particular. So definitely looking forward to it. My dad was the bassist. That's how they met, you know, and you know, just being, I grew up in an area where I always used to hear bands rehearse. You know, Lapukap, which was like 3 houses away from mine. The late great Eric Adley. You know, my dad had his band room a little lower down. You know, you used to have Magic Circle rehearsing there. You know, when Apex just came about, that was their band room, the original side. And, you know, I always used to take note and learn the details, you know, performing and how they did it. And, you know, I always wanted to have my way of making a contribution to the industry. And it was very, as much as it was important for me to be part of it, was also important to bring up new musicians and artists as well, because that's how the thing evolved and it grew, you know. I think being a producer and a performer, there's a lot of thinking in the process, because when you're a producer and a songwriter as well, there's a way that you want to see the artist execute the song. So you have your vision. So like with artists like Ricky T, what Ace and myself would do is literally, when he started, train him how to perform, what to say, when you break down, what you're going to do. Because we would sit and watch, you know, how he would deliver. Especially, I mean, you know how the Soca Monarch go. You know, you have to impress those judges and the crowd have to move. So we've always had to have calculated performances. And that's something that just stayed with me. And, you know, becoming a member of Spectacle Band, you know, then moving to DYP, you know, working with Derek as well, who's also a good performer. You know, it was always the energy for executing that at another level. It has always been something that we challenge. DYP was natural, man. I mean, coming up the cruise ship, joined Spectacle Band with Nicole. With DYP was more of that jam band. Instead of more of a concert band, they were a jam band. So just put us anywhere, we would just feel the crowd and go with the energy. We would never have a set list. Like some bands would have a concert and they would have that, okay, we're going to do this song and this song. We would read the crowd and be like, you know what, let's go there, let's do this, spontaneous. So I think joining DYP and, you know, working with Derek as well, I mean, who had his own style, especially with the old school, you know, I mean, the diversity was easy. Boy, to be honest, the most meaningful recognition, I mean, I cherish all of them. I cherish all of them. I mean, somebody would meet me in town and tell me, Penn, I really had a good time with you all yesterday. And that meant the world to me, because people work hard, they spend their money, and you know, they want to have a good time. So awards, I love them. I appreciate them, but all of them mean the same thing to me, you know, and no matter what level.
Right now the party started up. No man, hold on. I want to find out something, Lucia. This is DYP on stage, you know. Yeah. Put your hand up in the air if you're ready to have a good time with us. Celebrate. Celebrate. Leave your hand up. Don't put it down. Don't put it down. DYP's in the middle now. You ready? All right then. Easy. Bring up my best friend.
We definitely going to bring it to the people. I mean, we're going to be performing after Sizzler, as far as I was told. And I mean, to come after an act like Sizzler, you know you have to come good. So energy, vibes, I mean, we have a couple of people on our set that's going to be amazing. You know, both St. Lucian and international original artists. We're gonna really compile it nicely, and the energy what we're gonna bring is vibes, energy, and have people leaving that park feeling satisfied musically and looking forward to the rest of the event. Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, you're gonna have Pudas, you have Lady Lava, you have Nerdy on the set. You know, we have a few surprises. There's a tribute that we're gonna make, and you're gonna see a special artist from St. Lucia you have not seen in a while. Man, I can tell you everything. I just want to encourage everybody to come and enjoy. Just, you know, Trilogy is also going to be on as well. And you know, the booyah, a little bit of booyah and St. Lucian feel. You know, it's a little zest involved at the same time. It's going to be interesting. How do I prepare? I lose a lot of sleep, a lot of brainstorming, a lot of musical arrangements. As you know, with sampling, it's a lot of work. You know, just having instead of like, not scripting like a concert, but knowing what you're going to do in case any scenario happens. There's a lot of meditation. It's a lot of meditation. And because you never know what's going to happen. Sometimes you have something planned out and you see, you want to start nice and groovy, and then you realize that day it rained and people just ready. One of the things I always tell people, music, the most important part of music, forget the lyrics, forget everything, is the mood, the feeling, the energy, what comes natural to you as the listener. And in days of Earth, Wind and Fire, there was a certain mood, a certain trend. Even the style of dressing and everything, it was different. People spoke a different language when it comes to like vibes. There was something happening at that time. Same thing for now. It's a different mood, different vibes, different, energy. And in producing, what I try to do a lot is to try to be relatable to what's happening. You know, the kind of vibes people would have when they're on the road. You know the kind of vibes people would speak about when they're by the block. You know how the things that connect. And I think as a producer, even a songwriter, it's important to be aware of what's going on around you so you could put it into melody and rhythm. Wow, boy, Scotty, now that's a very hard question because I have musical influences for different eras. So at some point, my musical influences used to be people like, Invader, Papa Vader, Sparrow, Kitchener. Then it came up to the times of Showin Winchester, Edwin Heard, Marshall Montano. And now, on the dancehall side, they had Bounty Killer, Beanie Man, just different times give me different vibes, and today, I mean, I will tell anybody straight, my favorite artist, period, is Vybz Kartel. It's come a long way. It's come a long way. And, I could tell you for the different eras of my journey with, introducing people like Ricky T and Teddyson, John Ace and myself, it was a lot more difficult to get in the circle and the rotation for the music to be played because we had less of the social media thing going on at the time, and it was through links. So with Dwayne Men's at the time, we had Slew Records. He had his friends who were also into the industry in Miami and all of these places. We had that advantage, and we're thankful for that. But now it's a lot easier where people have followers and internet influencers, so it's a little easier right now to get it out there. So I think we're in a better place to get the music promoted, and with COVID as well, the business, the internet, the e-commerce of it stepped up. Yeah. So there's more people selling music units online. There's a lot of streaming going on. You get revenue for that, and I think it's definitely getting better. It's easier to get your music out there, and if you don't know how to do it, if you're not that tech savvy, there's people who have the services. You could work with them for marketing. Especially a producer, before you get into it, and strike a balance between your talent and business, because as much as you have a talent, business is 80% of it. You must be able to make money off this thing. You must be able to strike the right deal so you could have longevity with your artists and your clients. Because that's what's going to allow you to buy equipment, if you do your business right. Otherwise, it's just going to frustrate you and you just be doing things for the fun of it. And it doesn't end up being fun at the end. So, study the business aspect of music, and, don't try to get there one time. Learn, go through the ropes, understand it. Sometimes you may not be able to own your masters because you need to sign this distribution deal, and that's just what it is. As long as it's worth it. If you don't understand the contract, get legal advice. Don't just do things out of, don't be impulsive when it comes to making decisions. Take your time, study the business, link up with the right professionals, and, see the future. Carnival, nice. That's the real McCoy for us. That is the real McCoy for us. If we have
any albums,
if we have albums coming up, every year we have to give you an album, Miss Cardi. Every year. As long as the Father allow us to, we have to give you an album every year. The future has no limit. And with that being said, DYP is not a band that is trying to, sometimes people have an agenda. Oh, I have to win a Grammy, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to. Yes, it would be nice to get there. But we want to be consistent when it comes to entertainment and being good entertainers. Because one thing that, I've been on tour with different artists, and I always miss doing some of the basic things back home with my people. And I think the rest of the band feel the same way. That's why You know, some of them would make the decision to not go back on the cruise ship, or they would just want to stay home and enjoy themselves, because we want to be consistent. We want to entertain to the highest level that we can, and whatever plans and bonuses God have for us, we'll accept it. But to be consistent is the most important thing for as long as we exist. You know, let me be that good influence for you. See what I did, do better. You know, try your best to be like, you know what, these guys did this, I'm going to take it to another level. And, you know, just make music what it's supposed to be. You know, something that you could live off and you could feel comfortable when you retire, knowing that, you know, you're going to have those royalties coming in. And that's why I mentioned the business. So with my legacy, I would like people to just learn the right things, take note from what, you know, what I did, and do better.
Hands up, hands up, hands up!